Bitcoin is going to zero. All these billionaires like Elon Musk and Chamath, they're all warning that Bitcoin is possibly going to zero. Here's the difference between the long-term price expectation and the short-term expectation of Bitcoin. Short-term, as in next few months, even a year or two, yes, Bitcoin can get to 200K, 250K, some amazing moves, right? But longer term, it is under threat. Now, don't take my word for it. Here's Elon Musk saying this himself. This is an expert in quantum computing saying this breakthrough means post-quantum cryptography, right, and encryption needs to get moving. Elon says, yeah, if you don't improve on the encryption method, right, post-quantum computing, it's going to be a problem. It's going to take down not just Bitcoin, but so many encryption methods, right? And here's also, this guy is one of the richest men in the world. He's worth like about $4 or $5 billion. He is one of the major founding investors in Solana. So these are not like people who don't know anything about tech. What is he saying? 2 to 5 year window before quantum computing becomes advanced enough to potentially break Bitcoin's encryption. All these major, right, tech titans. This is basically like people who invest in Doge, invest in Solana, invest in Bitcoin, and they are tech titans. They're saying this. But now I'm going to tell you guys about two altcoins that we can get into. In fact, I'm getting into myself before this quantum computing thing comes along, and they could actually replace Bitcoin. But that's getting into why I think Bitcoin is running into real trouble. And this is not some trolling to get eyeballs. This is Elon Musk and Chamath all saying Bitcoin is in major trouble in the next 2 or 5 years if they don't upgrade the Bitcoin network to be quantum safe. And you know what the problem is with upgrading to become quantum safe? People think, oh, we just do a hard fork. If we just do a hard fork, then it'll be quantum safe. But here's the problem. You know what happens when you do a hard fork? Bitcoin's done it plenty of times in the past, right? Like Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, these are all hard forks or soft forks from Bitcoin. So it can happen. But you know what happens when Bitcoin, every time it does a hard fork or soft fork, you lose something like 30 to 50% of the coins. So imagine if you're holding like $500,000, 100,000, $1 million in Bitcoin right now, be prepared to lose like half of that, right? You could lose all of it. Depends on where you are. Like it's a random draw. 50% of those folks, 40% are going to lose their Bitcoins, right? A hard fork is not an easy solution to look at. So that's why I've got two altcoins today that actually works in the quantum proof, quantum resistant era. Most people think around me say, oh, look, it's just another hype. It's just another fad. Like, remember how Metaverse, how Facebook says, changed its name to Meta. Facebook was all going to become all about the Metaverse, right? Well, the thing is, that was a hype, and we don't hear much about the Metaverse right now. China is basically now spending something like 5 to 6 times as much as the United States every year. They're coming up with these 504 qubit superconducting chips, right? People estimate you only need about 2,000 qubit. You need to improve this about 4 times, 4x this chip, right? Which can happen in the next 2 to 5 years. You 4x this chip into like a 2,000 cubic, right, chip, super chip, and then basically you've got enough to take on Bitcoin, to try to crack the Bitcoin encryption code, which is SHA-256. And the first coin that I'm going to show you guys called QANX, or QANX, right? It's been around for 5 or 6 years, and look at this. It used to be around this 20 cents area. And now it's basically only down to like a 6 cents area, right? So this is obviously kind of still quite cheap right now, only around 130 something mil. And it's quantum resistant. It's actually, now I'm not sponsored, by the way, by any of these. Not sponsored by any of these coins. I've just found them myself. I've been investing in them. That's it. None of this is financial advice. And I mean, imagine if every other chain, every other coin is in trouble, and these two coins or chains are the only ones that are not in trouble. So shouldn't it be valued in the billions, right? I mean, that depends on how real do you think you take the quantum computing threat. I think this thing could go, real far and can go for a long, big run. Now, the thing about QANX is that it's a European country has adopted that coin about 8 months ago. Which country, right? They can't tell you, but it's being officially, legally proven to be true because they want that country wants to remain anonymous. It's kind of like if you put in a new safe or a new security system in your house, you do not go out and advertise on your street, hey everybody, I'm putting a new safe in my bedroom and I put in a new security system. That you don't want to advertise that. You want to stay private, right, about your security. And that country in Europe wants to stay private as well. But on top of that, another country, right, has invested in this QANX, and that's Qatar. That's the country that hosted the World Cup. The last one where Messi won the World Cup. It's one of the richest countries in the world, even though it's very small, because they're rich in oil. It's kind of like Saudi Arabia. It's like a smaller version of Saudi Arabia. Okay, I'm not sponsored by that, but I just find the investment case very appealing. It's like 100 mil market cap right now. This thing could be worth billions if we think the threat to the quantum computing threat is true. And I do think it's true. So another one is called QRL. It's probably made a move just because I told my Discord about it yesterday, so it's made a move. And by the way, the videos like this I make go to my Discord first, and they look at it, and something like a day to half a day later, I open it up to the public, and it's also at about 115 million right now. So and obviously used to be at around $4, now just around $1. So once again, 75% down from the all-time high. The market right now in the world is not taking this seriously. The market is not taking this seriously. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity for people to get in if the rest of the market is not taking it seriously. Now, the thing about QRL is that it doesn't have as many deals as QANX, doesn't have as many sponsorship and major investors. But what QRL's got running for it is that it is actually open source. It's open source, so that means you can see what's going on there. It's a non-profit organization. Depends on your taste. You might think that's better. You might think the QANX is better because it's more driven. Because people behind QANX are, they have a financial monetary incentive to do well. So they're more driven and motivated to do well. Whereas QRL, it's not for profit, so they may not be as driven. But you might trust them more because they're not in it for the profit. They're there just to guard the world against major threats. And they're not just inviting crypto companies to join them and use their, layer one platform. They're inviting, credit card companies, because their encryption and governments, their encryptions could get cracked really soon. So I am, buying both of these. That's not financial advice, but I just think the investment thesis is so obvious. Even if the metaverse was just a hype, was just a short-term hype thing, it still took, coins like sand and mana to massive new all-time highs. And I do not think quantum computing is, I'll say it again, I do not think quantum computing is short-term hype. Bitcoin, Ethereum, but almost everything, like Visa, MasterCard, everything. That's a scary future, but it's coming to us in the next 2 to 5 years. And these are all, Elon Musk and Chamath, these tech titans are all saying this. So the investment thesis here is clear, very truly clear to me. And I'm not even sponsored by any of these coins, but if you know them, if you actually represent the coin, if you're the CEO or founder of the coin, and you like Pablo and what I'm saying here, contact me. I like to get in contact with you guys. Send me a message, DM me on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. That's chat. Okay, thank you for your time, guys.